The host has disabled screen sharing and I need to be able to share my screen. We're leveling up. We're leveling up. Look what I brought today. Oh, hi. All right, where's my flag? Somebody last week was like, put the words on the screen. There they are. This is the one that I found, so that's what we're using. All right, guys. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Look at that on the screen. Feel so grown up now. All right.
Good job, Allie.
Stanley is invisible. So Stan, do you want to say the prayer today? If not, I can ask Davis. He looks like he's been waiting his whole life for this moment. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks.
Let's bow our heads, please. Bless us, oh Lord, for these gifts, the gifts that we have for having our friends and our fellow members and our families. And ask that you guide this organization and the work that we do in the community. We ask for prayers of comfort and healing for those that are members of the families who have been lost or ill during these difficult times. We pray these prayers in your name, O Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Excuse me. When it rains, I cough. It's not fun. All right, are we recording? We are recording. So everybody's dying to know, drum roll please. The See's Candy sold $9,442 worth of product, which we made as a club overall. We made $3,441 off of that process. And I will tell you that after we went to order, we learned that the first form that they gave us, we got 50% off of. But the second form, we only got 20% off of. And I found that out the day I placed the order. So it was fine, we made money. I do have a spreadsheet that we created so we know exactly how much each club sold. And I'll be dividing the money up, the profit up by the club, just like we had agreed as a board. So this, the Action Club will get their profit, the CKI Club will get their profit, the Key Club in Turlock will get their profit. Pittman decided not to participate because they got a $400 donation from the old Kiwanis Club that disbanded, and they felt like they did not need to raise funds at this time. And then the other two Key Clubs are inactive at this time, so they didn't participate. So once we divide it up, we will have Angelina cut them checks back to themselves. I am going to wait a solid week before we do that, though, because we're waiting for all the checks to clear for the candy, just in case someone owes us money, their Key Club can take it up with them or their Action Club or whatever it is. So we got a drop shipment pallet of 468 pounds of candy last night, which my beloved daughter moved into the house for me, one box at a time, and there are like 40-pound boxes. And then we sorted them all into piles, and a member of our community who's thinking about becoming a Kiwanis member came over with her 3 kids, and we sorted them all into bags. And then we text messaged everybody for pickup, and almost all the clubs picked up last night. So they already have their candy and their bags back. And then my daughter loaded everybody's car, so she's getting free See's Candy today because I can't even believe how much she lugged around. But if you had an individual Kiwanis order, I still have your box. Feel free to pick it up. And if you don't know where I live, just let me know and I will text you. So that's the See's Candy update. It was a pretty good fundraiser, except for the fact that Robin, who is the person who runs the fundraiser, was unclear. Oh, and I got them to waive the tax when we weren't going to make the full amount of money that we were going to make on the second form. I was like, you guys should include the tax. And they were like, okay, because they do that for high schools. And they also waived the shipping for us because we ordered over the amount for shipping. We did get an additional discount on the little eggs, but it wasn't enough to be like, oh gosh, this is an amazing process. I will tell you that in the future, should we decide to do See's Candy again, we will only do the 50% items because now I know they have 2 different flyers, and that was new to me. And they turned around shipping in 3 days because they were delivering to another club that was here in Turlock. And so they included our shipping with their shipping. So we got it all out really quickly. We ordered Monday and we've already gotten everybody their candy, which is kind of awesome. Almost everybody.
That's fantastic.
So great fundraiser. We will be able to talk about in a board meeting minutes, and also probably on our Instagram and Facebook, how much we gave each club, because those are still donations that we give the CKI club, the Action Club, and the Key Club. So they still count as us giving them a donation, because all the funds came to us, even though they helped us sell. So while it may not feel like, oh wow, we made so much money, at the same time, we really helped some of those clubs. And let me tell you that the Action Club sold the most candy, and they sold over $5,000 worth of candy just by themselves, just that one club. They did a phenomenal job. And thank you to all the advisors who helped me add everything up, and who came and picked everything up, and who have been immense troopers as I text messaged repeatedly and was like, these Seas Candy people. I'm just kidding. The Seas Candy person wasn't that bad. It was just confusing. Nothing is in writing at Seas Candy. That's what I'm going to tell you. Nothing.
When you have the final numbers of like how much you're donating to each thing and the final number of what we raised, can you send them to me so I can put it on the monthly report, please?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have the final money numbers of what we raised. I have the total. So we raised $3,441 and like some cents, but you know, and then I have to divide it up. But then, you know, we'll count the 3 donations, and then we'll have what we raised as a club. And I have it like,
Very good.
No kidding, I have a like full on Excel spreadsheet, including a section for Angelina, who did the deposit. Thank you, Angelina. I took Angelina a bunch of Ziploc bags of money, like a drug dealer. It was very odd.
Ah,
I couldn't figure out how to pack them all, so they were in Ziplocs, and I took them to her work, and I was like, I hope these people know that she just counts for the Kiwanis. Signers at the bank have all signed except for a secretary, I believe. So Chris or Norma, if one of you could go by the bank and sign the signature card. I mean, you just have to tell them that you're a Kiwanis secretary. If you have a badge, that's probably even better. And then we will have the new people on the checking account finally done, and we can order a new debit card. And once we have the new debit card, we can open a Venmo, which is what you guys have been asking me to do for a while. And I did check, Venmo does have a nonprofit business. Yeah, so it's meant for personal use, but businesses and nonprofits can use it. What the main thing is, they recommend not invoicing. There's our remote cohort. They're gonna come on right now and be like, how's it going?
They were having a hard time logging in.
So this is our remote group. Right now, how many people do you guys have, Larry?
We have 8.
We have 8.
Text me.
Awesome. If you guys wonder why I ask that every week, it's because Chris has to have a count of how many members attended. So I'm always trying to get it on record somewhere. So this is our little remote group, and they are meeting at where we're going to start meeting probably next Friday. So if we're red tier next Friday, we will be meeting at the Black Bear Diner. They have agreed to give us a room. It will not be buffet style. It will be each member orders, but there'll be a smaller menu so that it moves quickly. The change is that the Black Bear Diner opens at 7 a.m. So we won't start till 7 a.m. That 15-minute difference, which we're starting at 7 on Zoom anyhow. But typically, if you were meeting in person, we would go at 6:45. So assuming that we are red tier next week, which we have no reason to believe that we would not be red tier on Tuesday, we will be meeting there. Or if you're a person who likes to do contraband things, they're already meeting there on Fridays, as you can see. So next week's speaker has already been notified that we're meeting in person, and they're totally okay with coming in person. In fact, they were like, do I have to wear a mask? They're that kind of speaker, so it's cool. So we will be there next week. We will always have the Zoom feature during this time, so that if you have to be at home because of COVID, or you have to be at home because you feel safer that way, or you're just at home because you have a baby to take care of or something, you can join us. I imagine we're going to keep this Zoom feature for the rest of the year, just because until we're 100% sure that everybody can feel like they can safely go, we want to make sure that we're taking care of people. David has something.
Yeah,
just to make it clear, we're doing individual tickets.
Yes. Individual tickets, individual orders. David will not be collecting breakfast money from anybody for the next few meetings. For those of you who don't know, maybe you're watching this recording, Latif's had a fire. They have not been able to rebuild yet. Mike did check with them at the point that they rebuild. We'll have this discussion again in the interim. Both Mike and I had reached out to Black Bear Diner. They got back to Mike first because he was there in person. And we're gonna go to Black Bear Diner. They have a side room. They've agreed to do the individual ticket for us, and they don't care if we bring in Zoom and whatever else. We'll probably be using the banner still, but the tiny flag just to kind of piecemeal through until our regular location is identified. And if we like this location better, we'll discuss that at that time. But you know, we love Latifs and we've been there forever. So we're all praying for them as they go through this process. Yes, Miss Valerie.
Can we print up whatever the new menu is or the tiny menu and send it out as part of the meeting invitation to let people know? So we could literally have it filled out on what we want to order when we get there at 7. So we would just hand it to the, when they ask for our drink order, just hand them the menu request. And that also has their name on it so that the Black Bear, because they're a little slow sometimes, they would have our tickets ready individually by the time we're ready to leave.
We can ask them about that for sure. I don't mind doing that if that's something that they can do. And I think Stan had a question, but I skipped over you. Stan, did you have a question?
No.
Okay. So that's the meeting place update. Someone's going to ask, as someone always does. We asked 6 places. 3 were super expensive. 1 didn't get back to me. Toscano's technically got back to me, but I still don't have a rate, so I don't know how much that one was. And then Black Bear got back to us in a timely manner and is allowing us to do individual tickets. So I think that's why we went there. We didn't just pick the first place. Any updates from our key clubs, Action Club, CKI? I know Action Club's got a meeting coming up, right? Don't you?
Yeah, next Friday we have our monthly meeting. We're just doing one board meeting a month and 1 regular meeting a month. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And if you ever want to join an Action Club and say hello, they put the link on their
fun
Facebook page, so you can just let them know you're a Kiwanis when you show up, so that they let you in the room, right, Chris?
Actually, we have a password. We don't have anybody join the waiting room, but yeah, I would never let any of you not come in. I'm the one that runs the meeting, so it's fun.
Yeah. How about from CKI? I know that we had a little mini update last time.
Yeah, they had planned for a social meeting, so they're kind of alternating between board meeting, then social meeting, and then activity meeting, and then just general meeting. But this week it was canceled because almost all of the board members who are our regular attendees are attending a district convention online. So they didn't want to try to do 2 at once, but they'll be picking up candy from me. This week we only had 3 members who sold, but better than nothing. So we'll be sending candy up, and yeah, and I will, I don't think I'm going to invite them right away to our first in-person meeting. I think I would rather us get that kind of squared away and see how that goes. And then I'll open it up. So maybe on the second one, I'll open it up if they feel comfortable to come.
Absolutely. This is also, because you mentioned their district thing, this would be a great time for me to mention that Lori's still looking for a lieutenant governor elect. So if you are eligible to be a lieutenant governor elect and that is something that interests you, you can let Lori know. Also, I have to do my weekly announcement. This should be the 3rd and final time that we are open for nominations for officers and board members. If you would like to nominate anybody, you can do so at this time. Or you can email me.
I do have a key club announcement.
Okay.
And so as far as key club goes, their decon is coming up in April. And so all of
Hey, Chris, could you mute Larry? I don't think Larry knows he's live. There you go.
Sorry, I was talking to someone in my office.
So the Key Club Decon is coming up, and I know we have a lot of new advisors for Key Club. And it is $8. I think it's $8 to register as an advisor. It's all virtual, and it would be really good for all of our Key Club advisors to attend at least part of it, because there'll be an advisor training track as well. And although I do a brilliant job, I think it would be better if they actually were able to ask questions if more people get more feedback on what's going on.
Excellent.
And-
Also, it is time for registrations for the Education and Leadership Conference. This year, the conference is scheduled to be in Salt Lake City, Utah, but there is also an online registration. So if you would like to go to Salt Lake City, Utah, or you would like to register for the online version, please let me know. There is a cost for the online version, but it is minimal. I think it's $39, and the in-person registration is $95. And so that is open again. And right now someone's going to ask me the date, and I cannot for the life of me. It's June like 24th, give or take. It's the last week of June. So go to that. That is how that is open for registration. If you're getting Kiwanis emails, you probably also got that email if you are an officer or board member. Valerie is going to Utah, so that counts as someone going for us. That's fantastic. I'm probably doing the online version because my kids will be on summer vacation, and I still have not figured out how that works in the real life when you work from home. David just offered to bring a hotspot to the online or to our in-person meeting next week, so we have better Wi-Fi. That's fantastic. All right, let's do the raffle. This is, you know, my weekly show that I cannot get to the wheel to side in one fell swoop. If you were late and you missed the C's candy numbers, because I know someone's going to ask me about it later, watch this video. All right, so we have only 3 prizes this week. I have a mask from the farmhouse, so we're going to do that first. I didn't get my pen out. Chris Martin won a mask from the farmhouse. And then we have
You can add it to my pile that's at your house.
oh my gosh, it's on top of the thing in the kitchen. Like there's a whole bunch of it. You guys are the luckiest people. Then we do have a C's candy that someone donated. I'm trying to remove Chris here, but clearly I'm still in morning brain and it's not working. Who's in charge of coffee here? That's what I want to know. Coffee service at my house sucks. 0% coffee. All right, C's candy. It's like rolling in slow motion. Is it just me? Norma.
Happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. Is it Norma's birthday?
Hey,
Happy
thank
birthday,
you.
Norma.
Thank you.
That's your birthday present from the club.
Oh, that's so nice. Just what I need, more calories.
We all
I,
went together and got that.
Thank you, Stan.
If you want, we can do some wine for you. I don't mean
Ooh.
give you some wine. I mean, we can sit here and wine.
Oh, forget it. I thought you were going to give me some.
All right, $5 winner. Vern, man, Vern is lucky on this $5 winner thing. Is Vern at the remote cohort? Somebody confirm. Must be present to win.
Yeah, he's there.
Okay, great.
There.
That's all I need to
Yes,
know.
Bernie's here. Yes,
Okay, Vern, you have $5 to get from David.
Woohoo.
Lucky guy. So if you want to participate in this raffle, we will still be doing this in person. It is still $5 to enter. You can pay David Martin through personal drop-off. He will pick up. They have Venmo. You can pay in advance, but you do have to be present to win. There's also a 50-50 raffle on the last weekend of the month or week of the month, which is coming up. That is $20 to enter. David, do you happen to know how much is in the 50-50 at this point?
I have the file open and can look. There is $140, so $70 for the winner at this point.
At this point, but of course that continues to increase because I haven't paid yet and I need to pay. So if you want to enter in that one, that'll be the last Friday of the month. I did have someone message me. We probably will not meet the Friday before Easter. If you want to have a social meeting at the Black Bear Diner, that's fine. But we won't have an official meeting that day. It's very hard to find a speaker on the first day of children's spring break. So that's all I have got for today. Do we have any questions? Anybody need anything we didn't cover? Anybody want to elect an officer or nominate an officer? Stan's got something.
I was just gonna ask Larry how everything went at the Black Bear this morning.
You can't get him to talk when you need him to.
Oh, he's muted.
Chris, can you unmute him, please? Chris? Can you unmute Larry? He's having a difficult time.
I can't, I asked him to unmute, but I can't unmute.
All right,
There he goes.
no, it's going good right now. There's no issues really. We just had to wait to get in at 7 o'clock but we're in that other room and we got lots of room here. So hopefully everything, will work out next week.
Ask her if we can set up a board meeting for next Tuesday at the 11th.
Mike Stack was asking, do you think we should set up for a board meeting here on Tuesday there in April?
Sure, we can. Do you guys want to ask since you're there and just text me and let me know?
Yeah. Are you going to be home this morning?
Home except for 9 to 9:30.
You're home from 9 to 9:30.
Except 9 to 9:30.
Oh,
Anytime
okay.
before
All
9,
right.
anytime after 9:30.
Yeah, we got to
Hey,
pick
Larry?
up that seed candy.
Yes, sir.
Larry, before you leave, why don't you make sure and check that they're gonna be open? Because the last time I went there, they closed at like 6, so check to make sure they'll be open.
Oh, good idea.
So for board meeting day, David wants to make sure that they're open late enough because they've been closing early.
Right. Okay.
If you have an item for the board meeting, you can contact me anytime and have it put on the agenda. I know that we should have an update by this board meeting on our scholarships. If you have someone who's doing scholarships, they can get information from Todd. Todd and Lisa are watching this. Lisa, I have your candy. And that is about it for today, folks. We're pretty quick today. Actually, it still took 28 minutes because we had C's Candy updates and updates on our new location. So I think we're okay. We will be trying to stick to a 30-minute meeting. Oh, yes, Rufus.
Yeah, I think Larry's trying to say something.
Are you talking to us, Larry? We can't.
I was wondering if you sent out that email for Turlock American Little League.
No, I have that on my list to do this morning.
Okay, yeah, we need to work get some action on that.
Yep.
Okay.
No worries. I'm on it. I'm just not that on it. I was a little.
He's been busy with C's Candy.
Exactly. I thought I was going to get to it yesterday evening, but then there was like 500 pounds of C's Candy in my living room, and so we had to deal with that first. And I have dogs, so like the whole time I was like, keep the dogs out of the living room. All right, so next week, assuming we are on red tier, we will be at the Black Bear Diner or online starting at 7. We will still try and stick to a 30-minute or less presentation and me talking, so that if you have to go to work, you can leave quickly and still go to work on time, because I know we start at 6:45 so people can go to work. So our speaker has been told still to keep it to 10 minutes like we do on the Zoom. And then if you guys want to ask questions and stuff, we can do that later. That's all I've got for today. You guys are all amazing. Have a great weekend. Stay safe in the rain and enjoy your C's Candy. Remember to brush your teeth. Your dentist loves you.
Thank you.